Okay, here, Wobber is going to show us the difference between shorts aster and arrowleaf aster. See? See? Which one? Point to it. Point to it. Point to it, Wobber. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, good job, Wobber. Arrow-leaved aster, to me, really looks more like spears because it's kind of wider and it's something you'd more so use to thrust in a battle. There's a subspecies of it, sometimes a subspecies, sometimes called a completely different species, called Drummond's aster, that tends to be more in disturbed areas, like this woodlands here. The disturbed areas will have quite frequently the arrowleaf aster. See how it's shaped? It's kind of hairy. And the underside, the leaf stalk is kind of wider. See, it's got a little bit of wings on it. And they always seem to be blander in color to me. That's not an aster. They'll be white, pale blue-violet, or blue-violet. And the other one that's frequently gets confused with them is one of my favorites, shorts aster. Now see how it looks more like an arrow to me because it's got a thin stalk rather than this wider stalk. This is shorts aster. I don't see them white. They're usually light blue-violet or sometimes bright light blue-violet, which is, well, I grab the seeds for those right away. They grow about the same height, but the arrow-leafed or Drummond's aster, more so in disturbed areas, more so, I guess a little bit more shade tolerant and docile, but not too conservative. I think it's a 5 or 6, maybe 7. No. It's a 7 or an 8 as far as conservative level, I think. But it's good in dry shade. And then the goldenrods that you find in that area would be, let's see, I just had it. This one here, which is Elm-Leaved Goldenrod. It kind of arches up towards the top. And then I saw over here. You want to show the goldenrods? Come here. Show the goldenrods. The perfect match, I say, to shorts aster would be the Elm-Leaved Goldenrod. Its leaves look like they could be from elm trees, but also the shape. A lot of times it arches up at the top. See how it arches like that? The leaves, they go for, green, slightly yellow, and then go like red and burgundy maroon real fast. Just like other plants, the more reddish where it hits more sun. This is come on over here, Wobber. This is another example of how it kind of arches out. Sometimes it will just lean to one side. And then the other goldenrod in this type of environment is what a lot of people call blue stem goldenrod. But in my area, or my ecotype, whichever you want to call it, it never has blue stems. So I call it by its other name, which is Wreath goldenrod. Here's one. A lot, not all, but a lot of the flowers tend to be along the branches, and they have smaller leaves. See, here's an elm-leaved goldenrod with its shape and the flowers. This is where the flowers were. Now it's just empty seed heads or seed heads. That's the elm-leaved goldenrod. Wreath goldenrod. Elm-leaved goldenrod. Wreath goldenrod. You starting to see the difference? There's a slight difference in habitat. I think the wreath, I think, is more moisture and more acidic. I think the elm-leaved is more alkaline and dry, if I'm remembering quickly. There's just a slight difference in atmosphere. But then this here, if we want to talk about asters again, this is the shorts aster. So the shorts aster frequently will just be found with the elm-leaved goldenrod. The wreath aster can be found with them. I don't think there's any arrowleaf aster over here. I think that was over there because that area over there was more disturbed. Then this is, I think, an example of, I used to call them the 6 bad goldenrods. Now I've changed it and I just call the 4 bad goldenrods. But they are all plume, like triangle topped, like this here. And I used to get it down because the names are kind of similar. Tall Goldenrod, Canadian Goldenrod, because Mexicans tend to be shorter than Americans. Canadians tend to be taller, but, so it's kind of connected. And late goldenrod, early goldenrod, opposites, and broadleaf goldenrod and grassleaf goldenrod, they're opposites. But those last 2 I took out of calling them the bad ones. So I just refer to the first 4 I mentioned. One of the 4, not the Canadian goldenrod, but either the tall, the early, or the late, is one of them that can handle more shade in woodland areas. And this is one of them. I forget which one of them, because they're on the aggressive side. I've not known them to be able to be shape-wise. So I just avoid the 4 because, I'm more in the landscaping part of native planting. Not so much on the wildlife preserve area. I'm the guy that tries to bring the native plants to the urban suburban area, not working for a forest preserve or a huge state government restoration project that installs them. So I'm looking at the best ornamental ones that can be introduced to people unfamiliar with them. So I just put all the triangle ones in the same category as bad, so to speak. I don't know too much on the details of Missouri goldenrod, so I won't even bother with that. Except the easiest triangle top one to identify, which isn't right here because it's a dry field or dry prairie or upland area. That's gray goldenrod, and that's easy to identify because its branches and leaves are a grayish fuzzy. So that's the only one, and it's the shortest one. It's the one that works best in formal plantings of the group of them. Well, second only to Rydell's goldenrod. That has a nice formal looking shape. But anyhow, so there's 3 goldenrods, 2 asters that frequently grow in this type of limestone dominated south facing woodland slope area, woods. Oak hickory. oak hickory. This was never a prairie. It was never a forest. It went back and forth between woodland and savanna. So that's what, 2 miles that way, there's forest. And formerly across the street, where there was a corn and soybean field, there was a prairie. But in this spot here, on the banks of the river, or the floodplain, whatever you want to call it, there wasn't. So, again, let's see if I can help you remember what was what. Which one of the 5 that I mentioned is this one? You got the answer? Wreath goldenrod, because the leaves are small, and where the flowers were goes up the individual stalk, like it could be a wreath, a Christmas wreath or something. Okay, how about this one? Which one is this one? Got the answer? Elm-Leaved Goldenrod. Look at the shape, the flowers, or the leaves. Okay, I'll keep going. Ask you another one. This one here. Which one is this one? That's Elm-Leaved Goldenrod again. What about this one here? Know the answer? Wreath Goldenrod. What about this one here? One of the bad triangle top aggressive goldenrods. What about this one here? What is this? Know the answer? To me, they look like arrowheads, but it's not arrowhead. This is Short's Aster. What about this one here? That's kind of tricky, because it looks like it's arching at the top, but if you look at the leaves, how they're not really elm-shaped, they're more linear. That's Wreath Goldenrod. What about this one here? Know what it is? Elm-Leaved Goldenrod. The shape, then look at the leaves. See? There's not really orange in the fall on these. They go green, or maybe green and yellow, and then to red and maroon, wine plum, whatever you want to call it, like that. What about this one here? What is this one? That's difficult. I probably should have showed you the base of them too. The base of Asters and Goldenrods are distinctly different. Well, we don't have any good leaves at the base of this. There's one that's good. Let's see here. This, now, it's kind of different than the top area. They tend to be softer down here, and there tends to be a plummish, purplish type tint to the undersides of the leaves. On one of my favorites, Short's Aster. That's what they look at the base. So the ends aren't as spread out. They're a little jagged, and they're not as long as pointy. But when they come towards the top, they look more like this. That's Short's Aster. Well, I think I've talked about Asters and Goldenrods enough. Gotta go find Wobber. Oh, there she is. Okay, Wobber. Where do you want to go now on our little hike? Huh? Where do you want to go, Wobber? What do you want to do, Cotton? Let's go.